And we're back from a bit longer break. We already have the round 7 started. I'm International Master Sopka Gramishvili, and with me is former world champion Alexander Khalifman. We will be following a game of Grischuk against Nepomniachtchi, and we already have Benoni, right? Or
it's Benko.
Yeah, Benko.
Benko gambit, not especially popular variation recently with f3. Yeah, Ian. Oh yeah, I think it happened this way: d4, knight f6, c4, g6, f3. So anti-Grunfeld transposed to some strange sort of Benko gambit. Doesn't look very impressive for black. Actually, I couldn't understand what kind of compensation
Black is aiming for.
Yeah, can black have? Okay, yeah, but Ian.
Knight c goes to c3 probably, yeah, and then bishop develops castle.
Yes, knight goes to c3, ed.
Rook e8, bishop e2.
Yeah, still not so clear. Okay, maybe not rook e8, maybe he aims for something like knight h5, going for queen h4. Anyway, Ian is in terrible shape so far, but after the break, probably this break was necessary for him to recover. He was top-seeded player, pre-tournament favorite.
And Grischuk took again. He likes to take on e6.
Yes.
He also did it against Mamedyanov.
Against
Gelfand, yeah. Sorry.
Yes, and Gelfand, we discussed the game, this former game with Boris Gelfand, and he admitted that his capture on f3 was a bit premature. Okay, but right now looks like Nepomniachtchi feels very good in this situation. So
A, B, but this is actually what black wanted to get. Active position, pawn less, but d5, knight c6, white king is still not castled. Some tension in the center.
yeah, finally he castled, but I think that black can win the pawn back, but then he will have some pawn weaknesses, okay, because after de, white will take knight e6, some
damaging the pawn structure, and then it will be hard for black because white will have two bishops.
Yes, once again, yes, exactly the same situation like Grischuk had against Gelfand.
Yeah.
This white squared bishop is very strong. Okay, Ian plays an interesting way.
Knight d4.
But I'm not so sure.
Knight d4, cd4. Okay, maybe queen d4. Of course, it's not as good. Like knight e4, maybe.
Sorry, but what about knight e6, then e5 and f4?
Yeah, this looks very interesting.
Is not black just deadly lost after this?
Yes, it seems to me
maybe to start with e5 is a bit more accurate. I don't know. Maybe starting with e5, not to think about knight h5. But I think this knight d4 was really strange. Okay, so Ian was one of the pre-tournament favorites, but then after beating Alexander Kostyniuk in round 1, somehow he lost 5 games in a row. Now has 1 point out of 6, and looks like
he's in trouble again.
Yes. But Alexander is thinking and thinking. I think this is very well.
We have different choice. E5 seemed to me very good for white, but Alexander chose to take on d5, and now knight d5 or bishop.
Still, he has an extra pawn. I think, well, maybe even, but bishop d5. Then I can go greedy and take this pawn on
d4.
D4, yes. So knight d5.
So knight e6 and bishop c4. This is what Alexander probably wanted to get, 2 bishops and open file, e-file, but
an extra pawn after all.
Extra pawn.
An extra pawn, but still
but
I think
liked
that
e5 more.
Yes, if I look more clear, actually, I think that white should have some advantage here, but not so easy to convert, because the pawns, these passers on queen side, they are not moving
Yet.
so easily. Yes, and this knight is really annoying. It can jump always
And the d4 pawn
Yes,
can be
also
a bit
not to forget,
annoying.
not to forget about the d4 pawn.
The long diagonal will be open afterwards, but first we have to defend the e6 pawn. Rook e8 seems to me logical. Or e5, would you like to play e5
No,
in this
no,
position?
e5 closing the bishop is not the recipe to play, I think.
Right.
Anyway, I think something like maybe queen d6, something like this, because it's not so easy to come with the next move for white. Probably he is intending to play something like bishop d2.
Queen b6.
Queen b6. Moving.
And 93. This is
this
better version.
aiming
black.
to this opposite colored bishop position. Yes, b2 is hanging. So once again, okay. Well.
Rook e1 threatening the e3 pawn now. If white takes on e3, then probably he will keep better chances because there is opposite colored bishop, but there are rooks still and there is extra pawn. So bishop d4 is quite logical to prevent the loss on e3 pawn.
He protected everything, and this e3 pawn is really annoying. Yes.
Dark squares are very much controlled by black, so white pawns cannot really move forward.
This rook f4 is quite strange. I think that g3 was the move that white was planning to play anyway. Yeah, this rook f4, well, doesn't change the assessment too much, but still.
Gave a bit tempo to white.
Yes, somehow only helped Grischuk to regroup.
Yeah, this was very nice regrouping actually. Queen e4 controls the e pawn still, and it's more active on e4 rather than on e2. Sometimes maybe there can be some exchange sacrifice ideas if black gives a chance.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, maybe that's just white's plan, actually. Just rook, but f3 is hanging all the time, because I just would like to play rook d3, rook e1, and take on e3 then, but it's not so easy to prepare. Well, this g5 looks like...
King g2 probably won't hurt white's position too much.
Yeah, king g2 looks like a normal move to play, but...
King g2, rook e2.
Yeah, and then rook a2.
And then
somehow, yes. If he would succeed moving his pawn to a6, well,
then that would be big achievement rather than
yes, and it would
pawn
be
on a4.
Quite inconvenient for black to play. But somehow, what to do if black just does nothing?
Right.
Let's say something like king g7, yeah.
King g7, less than a minute for both players. Blitz.
Yeah.
It's always very interesting to follow. h5 and rook h8, h4 can be, or for what black is aiming for, g4 or h4?
I just was clearly interested what would happen if white would play h4 at this moment, but Alexander has chosen queen d5.
Queen e4, rook f6 would be
no way to break through. Okay, but what about h4 actually?
Yeah, h4 seems quite interesting, and it is on the board already. Now black has to pay attention. Queen h4 and this h5 pawn.
I think he just wanted for too much, you know.
Yes.
Just moving all these pawns on king side. It was a bit unprepared. Okay.
14 seconds. Black puts pressure on f3 with queen b7. Now it's hanging on f3.
But what's wrong about capture on h5? I don't know.
Capture on h5 also.
Protecting. 8
seconds. Queen e4 also looked quite logical for me. Queen e7, and can we try something like bishop d3? Queen h7 is the threat now. Rook h8 and rook h1. If I have time to get on h file, I would like to. Rook e2, doesn't it lose b3 pawn or a5?
They're already in such a chaotic phase.
f4,
So
it's very nice to see f4, f takes e5. All these exchanges leaves white with extra pawn, but still it's opposite colored bishop.
yeah, and in fact, it's more or less drawish right now because this pawn can hardly be converted.
However, he lost second
He
pawn.
lost another one.
So now the attack can be actually,
Oh my goodness!
oh my,
No. Only rook exchange. Only rook
Right.
exchange. Everything under control. Two extra pawn.
5 seconds, rook e6,
Yes,
and,
yes, and
this is what's
And the corner is
white, so
is right color corner. So it's just easy technical win for Alexander Grischuk, and of course,
there is second pawn on another flank.
of course,
so
he will convert it. It's now.
yeah, there is important 2 seconds additional time, so there won't be time factor in this game.
This game was
think
quite
so.
messy. Well, I think still, I don't think
And he
Grischuk treated
resigns.
everything after the opening perfectly, but still
6
another
lost
point.